All right. All right, guys. How my team looking? Hmm? How you like my team? Hmm? How y'all like my team? Y'all gotta stop sleeping on my Magic, man. There we go. Yeah, y'all gotta stop sleeping on my Magic. My Orlando Magic. Paulo for president. Give him Defensive Player of the Year. Wemby never deserved it. Give it to any Magic's player. That was awesome. Sochan wouldn't fit on many NBA teams. That's blasphemy. I don't know why you do this every time. Caps, you got to be a little bit more like clever with your Sochan hate, okay? I don't bite anymore. If you notice, I don't really bite anymore, man. Clay, you got to watch the rest of the Memphis versus Golden State Warriors game. What you mean? What's going on? Oh, it's close. Wait. Oh, wait. This is a play-in game. I didn't realize. Oh, my goodness. I forgot we kicked the Warriors to the play-in. Stream East. All right. Let's see. Let's watch it. I mean, I can't show it on stream. But, let's see what's going on with that. I'll have it up. Yeah, I see. All right, let's see here. That. All right, I'm at 3 minutes because, obviously it's going to be a little behind. All right. I feel like I need a snack with this. Oh, wide open Draymond. He sucked. Come on, Memphis. Ja healthy, right? Yeah, Ja's healthy. Cool. Can't believe Memphis dropped that far. Is that? Yeah, he's pretty good. Yeah, that's a blocking foul. Yeah, Memphis got to utilize their size here. Because at the end of the day, that's going to be the Warriors' weakness right there, is that size under the paint. It's interesting. I want to see Memphis versus Houston so bad. Dude, that would actually be a phenomenal series. We'll be tuning in. This is going to be a pretty fun playoff run. Yeah, so we really need Memphis to win, right? Because Memphis win, then they'll be 7th seed. And then they'll go against the Houston Rockets. Because Houston Rockets are 2nd right now, right? Need the Hawks to lose another game. We need that extra 1.5%. For sure, man. They're gonna lose. Right now I'm a Magic fan, okay? Because of what we just pulled off. But I'll tell you who I'm a fan of after tomorrow night. Houston Golden State is definitely more entertaining. They already beefing. They are? I thought Rockets. I mean, I think it's like the Warriors are tough. I just thought it'd be an attitude thing, And then it also comes down to because we don't want Houston to win, right? Like we hate Houston around here. It's a matter of who we think have a better shot at beating them. I think the Memphis Grizzlies would be more fun, but I think the Warriors probably have a better shot just from that veteran leadership alone. I would never count out Steph Curry. Ooh, Steph for 3. That's a wide open 3. Oh my goodness. 109 to 114. Oh my goodness. Isn't it crazy we kicked them into this? We talk about Adam Silver a lot and we give him a lot of hate, but I will admit the play-in is probably the best thing he's done. It is entertaining. Oh my goodness. Yeah, Zach Eat. Oh my gosh. That was impressive. If The Memphis Grizzlies in the playoffs. I could go to a playoff game, but playoff games are pretty expensive. Memphis, that's about a 3-hour drive. All right, Memphis just fouled. I got a minute left on my clock. JJJ. Yeah, I feel like Houston. I feel like Memphis. I just don't trust them against Houston. I would trust the Warriors more than the Grizzlies over against Houston. Warriors made some big changes by getting Jimmy Butler. That was a big. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. You know, someone in the, was it Caps? Caps, it might have been you, bro. Last stream, you tried to say like Curry wasn't clutch, or like you. I don't know if you just were saying that, or you were saying that's what most people say, but like, this is some clutchiness, right? Yeah, okay, this is clutch, bro. Rob Parker said it. Rob Parker is silly. I don't know what's up with Rob Parker. Curry clutch for sure. This half, or this game, yeah. I don't think Memphis come back, right? It's over? Yeah, is the game over? I don't think Memphis come back from this. Oh, the game isn't over yet. We'll keep an eye on it, but yeah, I don't know, man. How's Ja doing this game? Ja got 22? Yeah, they're going to need more than that. Yeah, Jimmy Butler got you 38 and Steph gave you 33. Yeah, Ja got to be a superstar in this game. 22 ain't enough. It's also pretty shocking that he doesn't have more, because the paint, I don't want to say it's wide open going against the Warriors, but like, it's not as tough as it is with other games. What did we pull? Why are we Magic fans? Oh, my friend. Hold on. I got you. Check it out. Play-in tournament. The Magic just beat the Hawks, so that's going to force the Hawks to play for a playoff spot. If the Hawks were to win, then that hurts our chances slightly. As far as our pick, it will be outside of the lottery if they make the playoffs. But now, since they have to go against the Bulls or Heat, if they lose, then we get a better. We got better lottery odds, and we would definitely get a lottery pick. Oh, gotcha. Yeah. Magic did great. They whooped on the Hawks. So hopefully the Hawks are depleted and then they lose against either the Bulls or Heat. I kind of want them to go against the Bulls because of Cody. But yeah, we'll see who we're a fan of tomorrow. Tomorrow night we'll become a fan of someone else. Really good stuff though. All right, I'm watching the end of this game. All right, so Desmond Bain get fouled, or why is Curry upset? Oh, he got fouled. All right, let's see here. You got to knock them both down. All right. You knock the next one down, then you're down 2 possessions. How are they guarding Ja? Desmond Bain's a really good player. Oh, that's why I don't. No, Jimmy. Oh my goodness! They called a foul, or did they They called a foul? No offense, but that was a pure block. They might have to challenge that. Let's look at it. That's a pure block. No challenge? That's a clean block. Are we for real? Why they let that slide? Okay. I don't understand that. Okay. Ref should have corrected that one. Then he missed the second. Down by 3. G.I. Ja and his grenade. G.I. Ja, man. He can't stop. We're going to see some good playoff series, man. Oh, they can't because they lost the last challenge? Oh. I don't really like that rule that much. You know what I also don't like? All these ads. I hate that there's so many ads. What's funny is the grenade celebration is low-key kind of dope. Ja just the last one that should be doing it. Yeah. No, I like the celebration. Ja getting the AI treatment, you know. It's not that serious. Posting stuff with guns and stuff, yeah, that is pretty wild. Like, what are you doing? Don't do that. Like, who are you hanging around that would like encourage you to do that too? That's stupid. But like the celebrations, doing like a bang bang or grenade, or it's not that serious. Nobody cares. Kids aren't getting corrupted by seeing that. It's not a big deal. There's worse gestures in Fortnite. It's not that big a deal. All right, here we go. One thing I've noticed in the last few possessions is like, is John Morant even involved in the offense? Like, what is going on? I thought you got rid of Taylor Jenkins so he could be more involved. Dang, good defense on Steph. Steph almost made that. Zach Edey. Oh my goodness, that's a jump, right? What? They call a foul on Moody? What? Did they call a foul on Moody? Dude, this is so funny the Spurs put them in this situation. What just happened? Oh, because he pushed Ja? I'm so confused. No, it's not. This is... What? What is going on? Ja is hood. Ja ain't even from the hood. He's a country bumpkin. I think he's a country bumpkin. All right, let's see what's going on here. Oh, 80 knocked it down. Okay, it seems like the NBA wanted some drama in this one, huh? Okay, wait. The foul was on. They called a foul on Zag, or they called the foul. They said that he fouled Zag. He did not foul Zag. I thought the foul was on Ja. Like he fouled Ja, which he did foul Ja. Wow, this is great defense. Timeout. NBA seem impossible to play in. I don't see how these players can do it. It's so fast paced. 10 seconds. Curry probably gonna put him away. Curry's probably going to put him away. Yeah, don't spoil it in the chat what happens because I'm a little behind. So, guys, since the Spurs are gone, who do you want to win? Selena would have been 54 today. That really puts things in perspective how young she is. Or how young she was when she passed. She would have been 54, y'all. Like, that's fairly young. All right, here we go. Ten seconds left. Golden State up by 1. Time for Steph Curry to go ahead and put them away. Either Steph Curry or Jimmy Butler is about to put them away. And they got 2 people on Curry. Ooh. They really don't want Steph to get this shot. They're going to have to foul, yeah. All right, so Steph going to knock these 2 down. Come on, Ja. When he knocks these 2 down, Ja, do they have a timeout? Do the Grizzlies have a timeout? Yeah, good foul. Do they have a timeout? I can't tell. They put Pippen in just a foul? What was that? Oh, he fouled out. I can't tell if they have a oh, they have 1 timeout. Grizzlies have 1 timeout, so that's good. Ja going to take the shot. And it's probably be Desmond. Curry's going to knock these down. There's no way Curry misses these. He is Steph Curry after all. He is a champion after all. All right, here we go. He knocked the first one down, obviously. No point in intentionally missing on this one since the Grizzlies do have a timeout. All right, he hit the second one. Timeout. There we go. All right, let's see if this interim head coach is as good as Taylor Jenkins. I'm still not over the fact that they hired all of these coaches and Taylor Jenkins didn't like pick his own coaches recently. It was like they were prepping to get rid of them. Why is everyone upset about Katy Perry going to space? Or like those rich celebrities going to space? I don't understand the controversy. Who cares? Just rich people doing rich people stuff. All right, here we go. All right, coming back. 5 seconds left. Sorry. Give it to Ja. I need a Ja game winner. Fouled him, man. What just happened? Oh my goodness. Was that an 8-second? Was that? Or is it 5 seconds? You get 5 seconds, right? What the heck was that? Yikes. That is horrible. That is pretty horrible. Yeah, guys, we want let's be real. We want the Warriors to go against the Rockets. Like, oh my God. Wow. Curry is one of the greatest ever. I think Curry should be in top 5 conversations. I hate that he's not. You never hear about Curry in top 5 scenarios. Almost ever. He should be in top 5 scenarios. Seriously. Curry is the best point guard of all time. He should be top 5 conversations. Like, you always bring up LeBron, Jordan, you know, Magic, Bird. Where's Curry? No, Curry overrated. In what way is he overrated? Like, I don't know if you'll be able to substantiate that claim, man. I think that's just like a vibes-based claim. There is no statistically, hardware-wise. I mean, in what ways is Curry overrated? You want to talk about impact? I mean, he's completely revolutionized the game of basketball, or evolutionized the game of basketball. Like, kids grow up wanting to play like Curry. Like, what way? Even like just skill level, the eye test. It's just, this dude's incredible, bro. He is incredibly hard to deal with. Yeah, he gotta be considered one of the greatest ever. He need to be in top 5 conversations. Seriously. Butler had a silent 38. Yeah, he didn't score. I mean, when I started watching, he hadn't scored during that stretch. Top 5. Dude, he is one of the greatest ever. Like, this is ridiculous. Bro, top 5, so he's better than Duncan. I don't think he's better than Duncan, but if somebody wanted to, like it's like this, bro. Some players are so great till I don't want to argue with you. You know what I mean? Like with hip hop, right? You guys know Eminem, in my opinion, greatest rapper of all time. But if someone came forward and they said Eminem is great, he's the man, but I think Kendrick Lamar is better than Eminem, I'm not gonna fight you on that. Are you serious? I might disagree, but I'm not gonna fight you on it. Or if they were like, oh, actually, I think Tupac's better than Eminem, I'm not gonna fight you on that. I disagree, but I'm not gonna fight you, right? I think Andre's better. I'm not gonna fight you. That's how I feel about Curry. Like, if someone wanted to tell me, no, I think Curry is like better than Duncan, I think he deserves that respect for people to have that conversation. I don't agree with it. I don't agree, but I think that's fair. I think that's fine. I think he's good enough to be put in that conversation. Now, if you start saying like Anthony Davis is better than Tim Duncan, now that's just disrespectful, right? But Curry, why not, dude? He's ridiculous. That's not right. That's not true either. To say he's a bad defender. Curry's a good defender. Curry is not a bad defender. Like, to say he doesn't play defense is crazy. That's not true. We're not talking about like James Harden here, okay? We're not talking about late stages of LeBron. Like, Steph Curry plays defense. Between Wilt, Bill, Steph, and Hakeem. That's fair. So you said Jordan, LeBron, Kareem, Magic, Duncan, Bird, Shaq, Kobe, Wilt, Bill, Steph, or Hakeem. I think that's fair. But if someone like, would you feel disrespected, Hercules, if somebody said, "No, I think Curry's 5 and Duncan 6"? Would you like really be like? I just wouldn't feel disrespected by it. There's certain players I would feel disrespected by, but not Curry. Like, I think he is that great. If we have like the same top 10 and you move around some of the players, well, I guess that could get crazy. If like Jordan is like 3 or 4, then yeah, I'm a little irritated with that. But I don't know. I'm just not gonna be upset about it because Steph is that great. Will Spurs make the playoffs? And if not, what pieces are we missing? We're missing a starting small forward. I mean, no offense to Harrison Barnes. And we're missing a backup center. Maybe another shooter. With that being said, yeah, the Spurs make the playoffs next season. I don't have any doubt in my mind that they make the playoffs next season. I would disagree, but I understand, especially with his influence. Yeah. That's what I'm saying. You can make an argument for it. That's all I'm saying. I'm not saying I agree with that. I don't think Steph is number 5, but I think having that conversation, it should come up, and people never have that conversation for him. They say, "Oh, he's the greatest shooter of all time." Okay. But like, you can't put him in the same tier of other just great shooters like Ray Allen, Reggie Miller. That's not fair. Like, he's some tiers higher than that. Jordan, Braun, Shaq, Duncan, Curry, Kareem, Kobe, Wilt, Magic, Bird. Oh, you put Magic and Bird pretty far back. Just for the record, I think mine would go like Jordan, Duncan, LeBron. I think I'm putting Duncan in my top 3. That 0-3 performance was like ridiculous. Like, he put the whole team on his back for that championship. Going through the Lakers too, it was incredible. Like, I would put Duncan. Yeah, I'm putting Duncan maybe in my top 3. Steph isn't top 10, bro. The Glaze is getting crazy. Top 10 is totally fine. Steph is the best point guard of all time. With that being said, how is he not top 10 players of all time? Yeah, exactly. I mean, a big reason why Duncan is like top 10 players of all time is because he's the best power forward of all time. Timmy definitely top 5, 100%. Yeah, I'll probably put him top 3. Steph isn't even a real point. What is a real point guard, bro? He changed the game. You know? It's like me saying Wemby isn't even a real center. So? LeBron isn't even a real forward. So? They changed the game. That's crazy. Crazy talk. Clan is Mamu really leaving? Where you hear that at? All right, so I promised that we'll go over. I promised we'd go over some post games. So let's do that. If YouTube comes up. All right, what do we have to do? Whose post game did we have to catch up on? Whose post game did we have to catch up on? I guess we'll do Sochan. But Sochan is, well, I want to start with Chris Paul. Start with Chris Paul. Oh. Okay, that sounds like another segment we need to do. What the heck? Was it on Twitter? Spurs. Was it on Twitter? Why was it on Twitter? Oh, wait. Instagram? It's not on Instagram either. Oh, was this like on his was this like on his story yesterday or something? I don't know. We're gonna ignore it for now. Doesn't matter. You know, you can't keep everybody, I guess. But as far as contracts go, I could have sworn we signed him to. Did we not sign him to a little extension or no? Oh, we didn't. Oh, okay. He might be gone. Keep in mind, this roster is going to look very different next season. The only set in stones ones are going to be Fox. I'm pretty sure Vassell. Like, I don't think the Spurs move off Vassell. But I know that they'll be listening to offers. Maybe Keldon. But the ones for sure that I would actually put money on, at least the ones I would put money on, will be Fox, Vassell, Barnes, Vic. It's up to Chris Paul, but if he wants to come back, certainly. Obviously, Castle, Sochan. Those are the only ones I would put 100% faith in. Probably Blake Wesley, too. It seems like Fox really likes him. All right. All right, let's go into this. Let's listen to what Jeremy Sochan had to say. And then we'll listen to Chris Paul after.
How long are you giving us? 30.
Okay, first and foremost, I'm vibing with this. I know ripped clothing gets a lot of hate, but I like it.
2 minutes. You've come so far this year. You don't want to ruin on a down note. Snap.
It says Saint. I'm gonna look up the price of this. How much you guys think it's gonna cost? How much you think it costs? What if I screenshot it, if I can find it in like, I don't know. We'll see. How much you think it costs? Put your predictions. How much is this hoodie?
Or that t-shirt, Cannon.
Oh, that was sick. It's got power in it. I didn't know how much power it got in it. That was really cool.
In it.
I might have to do that after,
In it.
you know, my career. I might.
Much power.
Yeah.
In it.
Yeah, why not?
Okay, I found the brand.
If they pay me, you know, good.
It's the third last day press conference you're doing. What feels different about this one as opposed to last year?
What feels
What color
different?
is that? Gray?
We finished better. No, I think, you know, again, it's funny, you know, it's crazy. It's the third year. And every year, you know, I feel like there's been a progress. It's been, you know, again, it's the process. But I think, you know, this year, you know, we've, you know, leaped. And again, I think it's super exciting to, you know.
All right, so I found the brand, 250. Well, I found the brand. Somebody said 1,300. I don't know if this is used or not. This is $50, but this is not obviously the same thing.
You know, most of us are getting healthy or healthy, so this summer's gonna be huge. It's gonna be a big summer. So no, we're super excited.
Sort of your takeaway from the season. Where do you think you guys have made the strides?
Yeah, strides. I think, consistency, again, is something we're always going to push for and want more. But I think this year, we're kind of, figuring it out, finding it. And, we had a bunch of different...
By the way, I say this with my whole chest, okay? Jeremy Sochan was the most consistent player we had. As far as a pillar, knowing what you're going to get night in, night out. Everyone brought effort. I wouldn't say anybody didn't bring effort. I think consistently everyone brought effort, but as far as what he is for your team, that defensive anchor at times, especially when Wemby isn't on the court, he's been pretty consistent. I think that he's been quite reliable as a pick and roller, as a defender, all that.
Additions to the team. So again, it's finding chemistry on both sides of the court. But I think we've definitely done a lot of good stuff from even if you look from last year, and we had some really good games as a team. So again, it's super exciting, and I think everyone's super motivated and ready to keep growing and keep meshing as a team, as a an identity and a culture. So no, super excited.
It's kind of a weird year. You had so much
Yeah.
happened to you guys.
Yeah, no. Again, I think, it was a tough year. You can't. It's the pop situation, injuries, even travel. It feels like this season. Out of the 3 years I've been here, this season felt like
Okay, I'll look it up after the segment.
we wasn't home at all. The Paris trip was a week long. Christmas we was in New York for a week. We were in LA during the wildfires. So again, it wasn't the easiest situations that we were put in. But again, I think you learn from those situations and grow as a team, as individuals. And I think we're gonna benefit from all of it. So.
I think Mitch handled a pretty unconventional situation, and even just his own job was...
Yeah, again, this is super, unconventional, and again, he was put in the spot that he wasn't expecting, we wasn't expecting. So I think again, he's learned a lot, we've learned a lot, and overall, we learned and grew, and I think that's the most important thing.
You remember anything about the first game he coached, the first time he was in the...
It's crazy how the Spurs always, like our championship runs, we always had a pretty diverse group of guys, right? I kind of love it. I love it. It's like, even though everyone comes from different cultures, Spurs culture is one, right? You just have to have the right type of attitude. I don't know. Random thought.
The locker room as the acting coach. Do you remember anything about that?
No, I definitely remember. I remember it was a stretch of games. I know we played Minnesota. Was that the first game? I knew it.
Minnesota.
See, I know my stuff.
Minnesota.
No, again, he came. He was super motivated. A lot of energy, a lot of fire, and that's the type of coach we all want to be coached by, and it was good. Again, it's gonna be different from Pop, but overall it was good, and we learned a lot, and I think that's the most important thing.
Do you have a clear understanding, this might be overly simplistic, but do you have a clear understanding of what this team is and what your role on it is heading into this offseason?
Yeah.
That's a good question. But yeah, I think it's pretty obvious what his role is.
I think I have a better view. I think again it's tough because of the role my role this year, and to be honest, the last 2 years it was all over the place. So that's not.
That's one thing that I'll say about Sochan too. Even though you had to move him, or you decided to move him in so many different directions, I never felt like, oh, he was just absolutely awful. And I think that leans on his defense. As a point guard, yeah, obviously that wasn't pretty. Obviously that was not pretty. But I think he learned from that. Obviously, he's finding guys on the court more easily. But, moving him to the center position, and when we had to go small because we don't have a backup center really, I thought he's done a pretty solid job, all things considered, right? And he still managed to be one of the top defenders in the NBA, top 10 defenders in the NBA. So that's just really impressive to me. So even though his role has shifted, and that's what they got him for, right? He's a guy that, you can have him come off the bench and he can be effective. You can have him start and he can be effective. You can have him at the small forward, power forward, center position at times and be effective. You can have him guard 1 through 5, preferably 2 through 4, but he can be effective. Like, that's why they got him. But it's still impressive to see nonetheless. That was the reason I wanted him before the draft even hit.
The easiest thing for me, personally. But I think, as a healthy team, I can see myself and I know my role. And yeah, we'll see, again, this season and this summer, there's going to be changes. There's going to be different things that happen. So again, I think, for me, it's just, constant improvement, working on my game and, just proving myself. And again, I have an opportunity in Eurobasket, and then in the open gym and training camp, and that's the cycle that we're in, and super motivated, and I'm gonna get in after it this summer.
You talked about that role. I mean, over the last 2 years, you played starting point guard and you played backup center and everything in between. What have you learned about the mental side of the game and what it takes to sort of adapt to whatever is thrown your way?
Yeah, it's not easy. Again, sometimes it wasn't
I'll be honest, he make moving to the center position look easy.
comfortable, but I think that's like exactly what you said. That's how you adapt. And one thing I've realized is, if you're consistent with the energy you put in the 50-50s, the things that don't really show up in
Barnes possibly leaving gives Sochan more opportunities. I don't think like that. Don't think like that. I actually don't think Barnes held anybody back, and I don't think that Sochan got less opportunities because of Barnes. I think he mostly got less opportunities because we didn't have a backup center. Like that's all it is. Like his role just shifted so often. That's all it is. I don't think it has anything to do with that. And his injuries this season didn't help. So
stats, that's what gets you going. That's what helps with the stats. That's how you get easy points, easy rebounds, steals, or whatever it is. It's just working hard, being relentless, and just really kind of respecting and obeying the basketball gods. So that's what I kind of learned, and hopefully, again, it's funny because the last 2 years,
it's crazy how he says like, yeah, you gotta go 100%, play hard. Like, he's always been like that though. You guys, I really encourage you to go watch his footage from Baylor. He's been like this forever. Like that's it's in his blood. The dude's a killer.
Like that. So, we'll see.
Jeremy, I've asked everybody if they had a specific Chris Paul moment or memory or story, and everybody laughed like that, like something immediately came to mind that they couldn't share, and then they spoke generally. Do you have any specific Chris Paul?
What did he do to
memories
y'all
from this season?
I'm trying to think. I don't think it's one moment, but probably just like the way he, I don't know, just respects the game. I think I never seen someone talk to referees like he does, and that's not, he's just super vocal. I think when you look at it, it's just passion. The way he loves the game, he respects the game. He's in year 20, has done everything.
Yeah, it's like a badge of honor, man. He really does respect it. He does respect it. He doesn't take any shortcuts. That's one thing that's pretty cool. But yeah, that is true. And I hope, if anything, I really hope that, because I don't think, let me say this. I don't think me as a fan, I got exactly what I wanted out of this season when it came to Chris Paul edition. What I was expecting was for us to get, and I don't even think this is Chris Paul's fault, right? But I wanted us to get to a point where we fully understand, all of us, unanimously, where Wemby needs the ball. And I don't really think that's changed that much this season, right? I just don't. He definitely helped as far as opening things up. He definitely helped as far as getting Wemby more of those lobs that everybody wanted. But I don't really know if we've gain more knowledge on where Wemby needs the ball to be the most consistent. I don't really know. But with that being said, I don't think that's his fault, right? We had Pop go down, after All-Star break. We had Wemby go down. So maybe we would have got there. But, I didn't get exactly what I wanted out of it. I thought that we would have more of a clear blueprint as far as what an offense should look like with Wemby consistently, but I don't think we really got that. But, it is what it is. But, yeah, I hope, this is what I was going to say. I completely blanked out for a second. This is what I was going to say. What I really hope that Wemby takes from the Chris Paul situation is I hope that he starts to be a little bit more vocal with refs, because he said even himself, like, it's not my job to play politics, like, and talk to refs. But you know what? It kind of is. Like, it's not, but it kind of is, right? Like you could just extend it out to other things. It's not my job to, be in the press conferences and talk to the fans and be honest. And like, maybe not. Like, it's not in the job description technically. Well, I guess that isn't your job description. You do have to do press conferences. But talking to refs, that's just a part of the game. And I hope that he gets better at that. Everyone had to do it. I thought Manu was really great at it. So, yeah.
Made the money he needs, and again, he could be in flipping, I don't know, Hawaii doing nothing, and he's here in San Antonio, Texas, busting his ass 82 games, like just doing his thing. And I think
why they blocked that out? That's why it took so long to upload these. They had to edit it. Let the man say what he want to say.
Busting his ass 82 games, like just doing his thing. And I think that's what I've noticed, and just the passion that he has, whether it's coaches, players, referees, the opposition, sometimes the fans, like he's gonna respect the game, and he's gonna fight for it. So I think that's what I experienced.
Think you can get away with talking to the referees the way Chris does?
That's a good question. No comment.
Maybe don't try it.
No comment.
Maybe don't try it.
What message?
That's
Coach
Carolina.
Lynch was mentioning how the Spurs fans, they're still really ecstatic tonight and excited for you guys. What message would you like to convey to the Spurs fans about what you've seen with your chemistry and the team's direction moving forward, and things they can look forward to from you guys next season?
Oh, she's talking directly about me. So what do you want to tell Clan the Spurs fan, Sochan? What is it that you want to let Clan the Spurs fan know? You guys can witness this if you like, but yeah. What do you want to tell Clan?
Yeah, I think the first message is we love y'all.
Y'all, I'm just one person. He probably misspoke. Yeah, he probably misspoke.
Again, without you guys, it's the energy's not there always. So
without you, Clan,
you guys give us that boost.
I give you that boost. Okay.
And I think the next season, the next few seasons, I think they're just gonna see a lot of energy, a lot of fight. Players that are determined on defense.
My pronouns are he. It's okay.
Bring back that nasty for real, and just.
How do you not like that? How do you not like that? Bro literally said, "Bring back the we never get anybody bring that up. It feels like at this point, it feels like an inside joke, right? Like all we the only ones that know about I want some nasty. No one brings that up. No one talks about that iconic moment in Spurs history, playoff history even. But he brought it up. He said we're gonna bring back that nasty. Come on, man. How do you not like that? Get off. If you don't like that, you don't like Spurs basketball. Get off my team. I don't want you to be a fan of my team anymore. But anyways, yes, let's let Sochan continue on how I inspired him or whatever.
Bring back that nasty for real, and just play hard, play connected. That's one thing about San Antonio and the history and the culture is, being together, staying together, connected. And that's not only the players, it's the coaches, the front office, the fans, being connected with everyone and the community at the end of the day. And I think that's the most important thing for us, and we're gonna get it. Thank you.
That's awesome, man. That's awesome. What? Pop said that when he was probably like 7. Yo, wait. I think you might be. I think you legit might be right. Pop said it like in 2012, I think. So 13 years ago. You're like legitimately correct. That's crazy to think about. Dang, July. I remember that moment we lost to OK. We're not talking about this. We're talking about that specific game. That specific game was iconic, okay? The Spurs came back in that game. He said, I want some nasty, and they brought that nasty. I mean, we're not going to talk about how Ibaka just, like, murdered us. Didn't he go, like, 7 for 7 or something in that last game? That was frustrating. So, and the Pop fan? Yeah. That was good. I enjoyed that. Yeah, 2012? Yeah, that's what I thought. 9-9. Good God, bro. All right. Mamu, gosh, Billy, thanks, Spurs fans. Oh. Okay, I see it. All right, hold on, give me a second. So this has been deleted? I am so lost. So this been deleted? All right. Okay, so all right, so shout out to some of the people in chat. Abel, hopefully I said that correctly, my boy. Abel C. He told me to look this up. So Mamu posted and deleted, apparently posted and deleted this. It says, "Thank you for everything, San Antonio. Go Spurs, go." So as you guys know, he is going into free agency. And I'm fully expecting the Spurs for our roster to look completely different next year, like completely different. It's inevitable that we find a backup center. That's something that you're going to have. I think we need a starting small forward, other than Harrison Barnes, right? You need him to come off the bench more than likely. You probably need another shooter in there. So there's a lot of different directions the Spurs. Okay, actually, there's not a lot of different directions. I think it's pretty cut and dry what the Spurs need at this point, right? I don't know how bought in they are on Steph Castle being like the future point guard, but he can adjust to just about any role, right? Like you can have him run point a little bit, have him run shooting guard position. You can move him to the small forward position. I don't think they're really worried about that, right? They love their switch army knives, right? So, what's up, Clan? What's up, Chris? Thanks for the super chat, man. Thank you. But yeah, so you know, it could. We don't know. We don't know. So maybe they will go for a point guard, but I think undoubtedly you need a starting small forward. You need a backup center, and that's that on that. Like period. Like there's no way around that. And I know that the Spurs know that as well, right? But and also getting another point guard probably doesn't make a lot of sense, especially since you have De'Aaron Fox now. Chris Paul might come back. It doesn't make a lot of sense. So right now, small forward, backup center. And with that being said, this is inevitably, that's what I meant to say, going to eat into Mamu's minutes. Any minutes he would have gotten anyways. So I'm just not 100% sure if he's just straight up saying goodbye or if he's saying just thank you for the season. But right here, thank you for everything, San Antonio. A little sus. And even more sus, the fact that when you go to Twitter, it's not posted. So he deleted it. So, yeah. And then posted this instead of his highlights. Let's see if there's any. No one's bringing it up. Yeah, pretty strange. So it will be a bummer to lose Mamu. But, I mean, I'll be transparent with you guys. He's not somebody that's at the top of my priority list to keep no matter what. I would love to keep him. Same as with Julian Champagnie, right? I mean, he has more years on his contract, but for their price, for what the Spurs are paying, I mean, they're doing a great job. Like, I think he's outplaying his contract, obviously. But, you know, the Spurs are going to be better. We're going to have more talent, and sometimes that starts kicking guys out a little bit. The only set in stones for me would be, if it was up to me, if I were to keep every player, and I'll explain one of them. But for sure, it will be Fox, Vassell, Wemby, Steph, Castle, and Sochan. Like those, and probably Blake Wesley. Those would be the ones that I will want to keep. And the reason why I said Devin Vassell is because I think that if you were to trade him, you probably get more value in a better season, right? If he played a little bit better, either next season or the season after that. As you can see, you know, with the new CPA and salary caps increasing, guys going to be getting paid more. This is a phenomenal. This is even better in the year 2026 what he'll be getting paid. So it's kind of a win-win scenario for the Spurs. Either you have him on the roster and he's not taking up a ton of the cap space, and he can be like a third or fourth scoring option for your team. Obviously, we know how talented Devin Vassell is. Or you can trade him and you'll probably get a pretty decent haul because of how good his contract is, right? So those are my thoughts. You know, just overall, he's not one that I'm like really concerned about. I'm a Spurs fan first and foremost. I love Mamu. I love what he brings and what he brought. And hopefully he does stay, and I'll be right there cheering. But I don't think that Mamu is on our priority list, you know, to keep no matter what. You know what I mean? I hope he stays on the team. There's kind of no reason. He's not going to get as many minutes, but yeah, there's kind of no reason not to. But look, Mamu is definitely a guy where it seems like he has some humble beginnings, right? At least from what we read on him, some of the stuff that we got from him, some humble beginnings. He's not going to miss out. Me personally, this is what I think. I don't think he's going to miss out on the opportunity to make more money somewhere else. Right. I also don't think the Spurs are going to spew out like a bunch of money for Mamu either. So I could very well see him going somewhere else and making, you know, a decent change. You know, and maybe even be on a better team, you know, who knows? But I think he can make more than what the Spurs give him or what they offer him. But I wouldn't be surprised if they offered him something, you know. So, but overall, I'm not gonna beat myself up about it. I feel the same way. The same way I feel about Mamu is the same way I feel about Julian Champagnie. I think that they're really good role players. I think that they definitely, you know, fit if we were to keep them. But I don't think it's a must. I don't think the Spurs win or lose more games due to them being on the court. Right? They're just a complementary piece, I think, to the more important pieces. That's a difference between winning and losing. So. That's just how I feel. Maybe in a more well-rounded roster, he would have more of an impact. But right now, as we're growing, he just doesn't, you know. But he's a very high IQ player, and I want guys like that around Wemby. You know, he's a smart player, and he's always ready to go. But I think he's going to try his best to make as much money as he can. You don't really get this opportunity too often. Julian got way more value than Mamu. Probably. Mamu in a KD trade. Well, if all it took was giving them Mamu for KD, then I will be on board. He's better than Sochan. Caps, I don't know why you try to get me to rage, man. Terrible take. Highly agreed. Have you spoke on Wemby's hair? Low-key fire. Yeah, I like Wemby's hair. I mentioned this before, but like the braids that he has, that's something I had in like. Wait, no, I didn't have. I keep saying middle school. I didn't have braids in middle school. I had braids in elementary school, and I had braids at the beginning of high school. I didn't have it in middle school. But yeah, it's very similar to a design I used to rock a lot as a kid. I honestly think he's better than Sochan. And you're honestly, I'm gonna be nice. You're honestly wrong, okay? Anyways, so shout out to Mamu. We love Mamu around here. Hopefully he stays, but yeah, this might be a little telling, right? He deleted it. I guess he saw what it sounded like. He saw people run off with it, but you know, he said he's basically that's kind of a goodbye. Saying San Antonio specifically, not just I don't know. Even if you said thank you everything San Antonio Spurs fans. I don't know. I don't think that changed it that much. Yeah, this sounds like a goodbye post. We'll see. He might not be planning to come back. Go make some more money, I guess. All right. Let's do one more post game. We obviously got to do another post game, and we obviously have to do Chris Paul. We obviously have to do Cliff Paul here. Let's listen. I don't like this. I don't like what he's wearing. It looks too big on him. Why is the pocket square so big? It's ugly. I don't like it. I think the texture looks nice. It looks expensive. I don't like this. It makes me uncomfortable. What are you hiding in there?
Oh, like I missed 10 shot.
34 minutes.
Yeah.
Good day of work.
Yeah.
Plan on going that long?
I don't know. I wanted to hoop. You know, one of the guys on the bench asked me in the fourth quarter. He said, "Why are you in? Why are you playing?" I said, "It's a long summer when you don't make the playoffs. Like, what else I got to do?" You know. Yep.
Has it soaked in yet? L82 at age 39?
No, it's wild.
Need Wemby's wardrobe? No, he needs Fox's wardrobe. Louis Vuitton. I don't care for Wemby's wardrobe. I don't like Wemby's wardrobe that much. All right. Yeah, I don't know. It's way too fashion model-y. All right. I think he needs De'Aaron Fox's wardrobe. That's a good wardrobe.
Yeah, and for Drew to do it and Harrison, you know, I just want them guys also to know. I mean, obviously I'm self-motivated, but it's always nice to have other people beside you, you know, pushing you. And it's crazy. I didn't even realize Steph played 81, you know, and it's been an unbelievable season.
You play to win the game, like the saying goes.
Right.
But, in the closing minute of game 82, in a game that does not matter, do you care that much where you're upset at like Scotty Barnes and the ref? Like, is that genuine?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Look at that. Absolutely. I always say I hate to lose more than I like to win, you know, and if it's a game, we show up, what we gonna do? You know what I mean? So the first time the little flop or whatever, then he did it again, and Billy's out there and he's like, my bad. Well, just call it. Or what the hell we here for then? You know what I mean? Like, seriously, we showed up. Let's play, let's hoop. And I think that's what our team even talked about. That's what Mitch said at halftime. You know, like, you got to realize you're always being evaluated, you know, and how you do anything is how you do everything. So whether you're in or out, it's just about being competitive and wanting to win. So
We were saying at the end there, you know, there's 15 games on
Dang.
one day, and probably the 5 guys that you
He
have
basically
on
saying
the
some of
court
y'all not gonna be on
together
this roster. Some of y'all gonna be gone.
most accomplished 5 that any team in a game that did not matter today had out there. Why did the Spurs have 5 guys rotation players, future Hall of Famers? Where did that come from?
Competition.
What was that?
Competition. I get it, the standings, all this different type stuff, but when you're a kid and you thinking about hooping and trying to make it to the NBA, you want to play. You want to play, and I've said this all year long. I've had 5 hand surgeries, meniscus surgeries, all this, so I've sat over there with the inability to play, and so you never know when it may be your last game or your last opportunity to play. And when you hoop during the summer, I'm gonna go home and work out with my son and probably hoop some with my AAU team, but it's just different, playing on that stage in front of all the fans against other NBA players. Just try not to take it for granted.
Having spent the whole season,
It is crazy how long he's been in the NBA. How many guys have come and gone? How many guys have come and retired? And now, literally, because when was Chris Paul drafted? Can someone tell me that real quick? When was Chris Paul drafted? Was he drafted in 2006? 2005? 2005? Okay. And Dwayne Wade was drafted in what, 03? Guys, that's a long time to be in the NBA. That is a long time to be in the NBA. It really speaks to how he take care of himself in 2006. No. Dwayne Wade didn't get to the league in 2006? 2005? Wait, what are we talking about now? Are we still talking about Chris Paul? Because Dwayne Wade, that doesn't make sense. He didn't win a championship his rookie year. I think that was 03 that Wade came. Wade came with LeBron, right? Wasn't that 03?
what are your thoughts on what they're building in San Antonio and the next steps this team can take?
Man, it's unbelievable.
Yeah, 03.
Like I said, the fans, so many familiar faces that I got a chance to see. Some of these courtside fans, been on me, for times over my career.
He had a really good shot at a championship twice. He had a good shot with the Houston Rockets, and he got injured, which really sucked going into Game 7. I'm pretty sure that was Game 7. That was horrible when that happened. I was so upset. And then obviously with the Suns, but they just couldn't handle Giannis.
But it's been so good to get to know people on a different basis. The fans here are unbelievable. For the first 19
Me
years,
too.
The only thing I knew about San Antonio was the Riverwalk, and I might not have went down there one time since I lived here, so I got a chance to see more of the city, more of the people, the facility, the staff, the coaches. RC is one of one, and I really got a chance to see why the Spurs have been the Spurs for so long.
You feel good about the future of this team when everybody's healthy and back? And
Absolutely.
No, I don't.
Absolutely.
Of course you're going to say yeah.
You got competitive guys, obviously starting with Vic. And then
I
you got
swear, bro. Sochan's never brought up when we ever talk about anything. It's very obvious from the fans that he should be brought up. Let's see what happens. I swear to God. If I hear Wemby, Vassell, Keldon again, I'm going to lose it.
You got competitive guys, obviously starting with Vic, and then you got Fox, you got Harrison, and the young guys. I think they're sponges.
And the young guys. This is disrespect. I'm just kidding. That's fine.
They're going to keep learning. And I think my biggest advice to Steph just now was I told him to go see a playoff game. Go see a couple of them. My first 2 years in the league, I was at the I went to the Miami Heat Dallas series. That was when D-Wade then won the championship. And then I was actually at Game 4 in the finals when the Spurs swept the Cavs. I was at that game. So
Oh, dang. I didn't know
it's
that.
different.
I don't remember
That's why I
that.
told him it's not the same as watching it on TV. I said go watch a couple playoff games if you can and just see the intensity. And I remember my second year in the league after watching that, I was like, oh yeah, I don't want to watch this no more. I want to play. And so that's probably my advice to the guys.
Chris, what does it feel like emotionally for
That's
you
Carolina again.
to still be competing out here at a high level, even today at the age of 39, when you've seen so many of your peers have already retired?
The word I use all the time is gratitude. You know, fortunately for most of my career, I've been in the playoffs and, you know, haven't played in with so many like non-meaningful games or whatnot. So I think towards the end of the season, it was just the mental part. You know, so having other guys showing up every day and making sure you doing the work and taking those shortcuts, I feel good about it. I feel good about my experience here, and as mad as I am about, you know, not being in the playoffs, I'm excited to see my family.
You had said on Instagram yesterday, I think, the grass is greener where you water it.
Yeah.
And keep stacking.
The grass is greener where you water it. Is she about to insinuate that you want to stay in San Antonio? Why are you looking like that?
Days, can't give up now. Is that in regards to your basketball career?
No, I mean, that's just life, you know, more so life, you know, and just trying to make sure you keep stacking days.
You look at like somebody like LeBron, who is 40, he's still performing at a high level. Have you had any type of conversations with him as far as like longevity in the NBA, staying healthy, relevant, and still impactful in the league?
No, I haven't, but I've been on sort of my own personal journey for a while. I know a number of guys that have played and went on, you know what I mean? So it's the formula is sort of the formula, you know. It's seriously like you got to keep stacking days, keep sacrificing, and the work will show up.
Do you have appreciation for the job that Mitch did, just kind of being thrust into a pretty
1,000%. This year was a roller coaster, right? We got dealt a few blows as far as obviously the news with Pop.
Honestly, okay, this is like super random thought. Do you guys think Chris Paul's fun to be around? Like, I don't know if he's fun to be around. You know what I mean? I don't know. It's just a vibe, right? Like, I'm very grateful for him to be with the San Antonio Spurs, and I think that he's great for our young guys or whatnot. But, like, I don't think he's fun to be around. He just doesn't... his vibe is... it's, like, overly serious. I don't know, man. Like, say what you want about LeBron, but I bet you LeBron's fun to be around. He seems like a fun guy to just hang out with. I don't want to hang out with Chris Paul.
Earlier in the season, then with Vic, but Mitch did a great job of managing the situation and coaching and teaching, and I can't imagine how tough it's been for him and all of our staff.
I mean, I like to be around him, but I'm all business. I don't like to mess around at work. You're not fun to be around either. You two are something else. Tony Parker hung out with Paul, maybe. You think Tony Parker would be fun to hang around? See, like, I don't think Tony Parker's fun to hang around. I don't think Tim Duncan would be fun to hang around. Manu would. I think undoubtedly Manu would be fun to hang around. Boris Diaw, you know, guys like that. Kawhi wouldn't. I even think Steph Castle would be fun to be around. Real talk. Obviously, Sochan would. As far as veterans, I think Steph Curry is probably pretty fun to be around. I don't think KD is. KD take things too serious. He doesn't seem fun.
You plan to tackle free agency? Is it find up somebody who'll let you hoop? Is that first and foremost?
First and foremost, man.
Tony Parker's known for partying when he was in the league. Maybe he partied a little too much. Okay, maybe Tony Parker would be fun. No, Tony Parker would be fun. Like, he had the whole rap career too. He was pretty cool. Yeah, he was pretty cool. Yeah, Tony was a problem. Tony was a problem. Y'all know what we talking about. Yeah, we know. We know what Tony Parker did. We know what he was on about. He partied a little too much. He need to calm down. He partied a little too much.
And I have no clue. I have no clue. Probably first and foremost.
Matt Bonner, I mean, he's corny, right? Like, he's kind of corny, but like, he's fun. He'll be fun to be around. It's just like guys like Paul, man. It's just, I don't know. I don't know. It's just too serious. It just irritate me after a while.
Almost front of my mind right now is to get out there and see my family.
Would your experience with the Spurs?
Oh, you said maybe because Tony Parker would hang out with Chris Paul. You sure Chris Paul didn't just bring his wife when they hung around? I shouldn't have said that. Why did y'all let me say that? I shouldn't have said that. I shouldn't have said that. Why did I say that? Shame. Shame on me. Carolina, ask another question.
Does culture perhaps entice you to play one more year if you decided you wanted to play one more year in the league? Yeah. He's just gonna say, "Let me talk to your family." And then my question would be, well, no, that's not his phone right there, is it? I don't know. I don't think that's his phone. My next question is, do you think, we got a few minutes with you. Do you think that you can call your family and see what they think about you staying in San Antonio? Just for the fans, so the fans can hear it. I mean, can you have that conversation now? When do you think that you'll know? Like, are you going to talk to him like tonight, or? That's what I ask. I'll be like, hey, can you call him real quick? Can you call your wife real quick and see what she says?
Man, you can phrase them questions any way you want them to. I'm gonna tell you, it's been unbelievable here, and I mean it. Seriously. It's been unbelievable, and I think this summer I'll make that decision with my family.
Wait, it never went further? Dude, have I been fed fake news this entire time? Did Tony Parker actually ever home wreck? I know it was messages, which is still cheating, but it never went further, right? Am I tripping? I thought this was an ongoing, like, I mean, that's not good though. That's still not okay. No, there's no way. It had to go on. There's no way. No one ever talks about it.
I'll try to phrase it a different way, but not in terms of whether if this was it, Chris. If this was it, just leaving the NBA stage in this way with the Spurs,
He ain't leaving. What a weak way to go out. He would want to announce that this is his last year. You think he's as low key as Duncan? I don't know if he's as low key as Duncan. He want to really embrace it. I bet you he'll be back.
A game like that, just what your career has meant to you if this was it.
It's meant a lot.
He played 82 games, bro.
For me, I'm still in it. Like, I'm still too in it to even reflect on all of that. You know what I mean? I just, my parents came in to the game today, my wife and my daughter. My son had AAU practice or whatnot. So right now I'm just thinking about the summer. This is going to be a long summer. You know what I mean? So I'll reflect on all that when it's time.
Chris, I've been asking all the guys if they had like a Chris Paul moment or story from the season, and all of them sort of talked about more just generally being around you, your competitiveness, your intelligence for the game, the consistency. Do you think about or understand or feel that your role as, Chris Paul, the veteran, to, now 20 years of guys who've come through the league, do you think about your place in the game for those guys?
Not a lot of times. I tell you, I just, it's hard because the league has changed. The way you talk and communicate to guys, and it's just a little different, and there's times where I be like, I ain't saying nothing. Then there's times where I be like, look, I think I played long enough to where I've gotten many a text from teammates 2-3 years after we were teammates, and they be like, man, thank you for how hard you were on me or what you taught me. So for the guys, I try not to be too abrasive or whatnot, but I know I know what a privilege it is to be in this league, right? And so it's tough at times when I see guys who take it for granted, right? So I'm just always constantly talking to them.
Yes, Tony Parker did cheat on his wife. The infidelity was a significant factor in the divorce. 2010, for divorce is citing single differences. The couple had been married since 2007. Okay. The catalyst for the divorce was ongoing discovering hundreds of inappropriate text messages between Parker and Barry. Longoria later revealed that this was not Parker's first instance of infidelity. She stated that earlier in their marriage, he had also been unfaithful, maintaining contact with another woman through Facebook. Following their divorce, both individuals moved on. Hundreds. Dang. Yeah, he probably did some, y'all.
I'm about watching and learning and understanding all the details of the game. So not with so much, just I just want everyone to be able to play as long as they want to and enjoy this. The NBA is crazy. You get to play basketball every day and say that's your way of life. You know, so I just try to pass that on to my teammates. All right, appreciate you.
Thank you. I hate this outfit. What is this? I hate it, bro. I hate it with a passion. What is it? Anyways, good stuff. Great segment. Stop fact checking. I wanted to check. I wanted to see. I didn't know it was the text message. Hundreds, y'all. Hundreds. Yeah, that's not just texting. He had a problem. I saw somebody in the chat say, "Oh, he was a player." He had a problem, bro. That's a problem. That's an issue. Nothing wrong with being out there, but like, you literally have a wife. Y'all didn't agree on an open relationship, and then it's with your teammate's wife. Like, that's a problem. Like, I think it was the thrill of it. I think Tony genuinely had an issue, bro. That's something you wouldn't even think about. That's something you shouldn't even think about. He had a problem. Well, that's problem. Yeah, he had some issues, bro. Even if he was single, that's not cool. Horrible. Like, genuinely horrible. Yeah, it's pretty horrible. Anyways. That was going on, and then there was rumors that Big Shot Bob messed around with Tim Duncan's wife too. Dang! What's up with the Spurs, man? Gosh, let's just sweep it on the rug. Let's just pretend everything's great. Our culture's great. Just sweep it on the rug. Snake in the grass. Yeah, what Jordan Lucas say? Snake in the grass. I'm coming with a lawnmower. By the way, Eminem's verse was better. I just want to make that clear. Anyways, okay, sorry. That was a tangent. Chris Paul's great. I hope he comes back. We'll see. Yeah, that's pretty crazy. That's pretty crazy. All right. All right, guys. Let me tell you this, okay? I am genuinely excited for this upcoming game, okay? The Orlando Magic just took care of business against the Atlanta Hawks. As you know, because the Atlanta Hawks was the 8th seed, or they are the 8th seed, because they lost, they then have to go against the 9th or 10th seed. We don't know if it'll be the Bulls, or we don't know if it'll be the Heat. Regardless, though, things are looking pretty great because they looked pretty rough going against the Magic. But the Magic is a very great defensive team. So we'll just see. We'll see what happens. The only reason why the Magic, dropped in standings was because they just didn't have everyone healthy. But they're looking good now. And yeah, I guess we don't really care about them anymore. But we do want the Atlanta Hawks to continue to lose. And if they do, they'll be out the playoffs. And that increases our chances of getting two good first round picks. More than likely, theirs will still be late lottery, right? More than likely, it'll be late lottery. But, you get 2 lottery picks nonetheless. And that's very important. And you can always leverage one of your lottery picks, for something different. So, good stuff. Good stuff. I'm excited. For one game. Yeah, for one game. Trae Young had a meltdown. Trae Young, I hope he has another. I hope he has many meltdowns going against Cody. Oh, this dude took me serious. Fake Spurs fan, get the F out of here. Whoa. It's because I tweeted out Magic is my team, whooped on them Atlanta Pigeons. Fake Spurs fan. Yeah, I'm changing my name to. I need to see who's playing the Atlanta Hawks. I'm changing my name again. Right now it's Clan the Magic fan, but we're gonna change it depending on whoever. People are dumb. It's Twitter. Like, what do you expect? I swear people have no spatial awareness. It's Twitter. They're it's Twitter, bro. They don't. So stupid. Right here. Trolling. Trolling would make the assumption that they know what they knew it was a joke. These are legit going to be some good games, guys. Who do we want challenging the Hawks? I actually want the Bulls. That's what I really want. I want the Bulls because Cody is really good. But we'll see. We shall see, guys. We shall see what comes out of it. But that's what I want. That's my first thought. Let's see here. Don't quote me on this, but I believe if the Kings and Hawks both get eliminated from play-in, it turns into a coin toss for pick position. Oh, I don't know that. We'll know more. We'll know more after, I'm sure someone will detail the specifics. That's a big deal. I actually didn't know that. Warriors game was crazy. Yeah, we watched the end of it. That was pretty good. I'm not gonna lie. Yeah, I thought it was pretty good. The ending was just dumb though. What the heck were the Grizzlies doing? But hey, you know, Taylor Jenkins is the issue, and you know, they'll win now that he's gone. I did not understand. I cannot fathom getting rid of coach before the playoffs start. It just seemed like such a dumb franchise to do something like that. Higher ups in all positions of life are pretty dumb, I guess. Makes no sense to me. I'm glad that the Spurs front office don't have these like massive egos like this. Yeah, that clean block. Yeah, that was weird. The game probably should have been over before that. Or before we even got to that ending anyways. Yeah, that was pretty bad. Memphis fans get so defensive when you say they shouldn't fire their coach. I just don't see how that helps anything. If the Spurs fired a coach right before the playoffs, I wouldn't understand how that helps anything. That would make me more worried than anything, I guess. I mean, unless we have like very great established superstars who's been there before, that's won championships before, and it's kind of their call, sure. Like kind of like what happened with LeBron in Cleveland and they fired their coach. But other than that, I don't really. Because when did they fire their coach? Did this coach get fired in the middle of the playoffs? Am I misremembering? Did LeBron's coach get fired? You guys remember? Warriors could use Harrison Barnes right now. Yeah. Are you going to be covering prospects anytime soon? Would love to hear your opinion on Carter Bryan, Trey Johnson, Rasheer Fleming. Yes. I was debating whether. So this is what I was thinking. Because when is it's at the end of June. That's when the draft actually is. I was thinking to really get that ramped up after we know our lottery positions. But I might do a few before that. And honestly, what I might do is like we might go live. What might be a good idea is for me to have like 3 players each live stream, and we just kind of go over them, and I just tell you my overall thoughts about them. And that might be a good idea too, because I'll get your thoughts too, and then we'll have that as content as well. So if people watch the video later, then they'll have a pretty decent view of it. Because obviously there's going to be quite a few players that you might see the nuances that I didn't get to see. You know what I mean? Steve Kerr does not know how to utilize players. Kuminga DNP again. Yeah, it's weird that he couldn't play. Kuminga is leaving in free agency. Are you insinuating that that's somebody you would want, or? Restricted free agent, got you. May 12th, NBA draft lottery. Yeah, we'll do a few players leading up to that, and then we'll go in. Because then we'll know for sure, like, what we're looking at. We'll know who's off the board, who's a possibility. Because that one year where we went through every single player, we basically went through every single, like, we went through the entire first round, and then we went through the entire second round of players that's going to make it to the draft. That was exhausting. But also, how much did it actually matter? You know what I mean? In actuality, I could have broke it down to maybe like 15 possibilities, maybe 10 to 15, and we would have been totally fine instead of going through every single player. We even went over Don Barlow. I guess that was important, but we went over Don Barlow. He wasn't even drafted. Be kind of wild doing it that way. It's fine though. Something just messed up on my screen. Let me try something. Find something. Screw it. Notice no one has complained about the background music lately. Good job, dude. I don't even know what to say about that because I don't know. It's getting copyright claimed now, so I have no idea. I have no idea what to do. Everything's getting copyright claimed all of a sudden, and it shouldn't be. It's copyright free music, so I don't really know why it's doing that. So, yeah. I don't know. Just is what it is, I guess. I'm trying to figure something out. Okay, I figured it out. All right. I won't copyright you. Thanks, man. Yeah, it's like copyrighted, and then it's like, oh, you have to share with the other account. And I'm like, this is directly from YouTube. Like, what am I supposed to do here? Like, I can't use YouTube given background stuff anymore. Like, I don't know. I like it. I don't know. Stupid. All right. Sorry I held you guys. I'm actually really sleepy. That's lame. It's really dumb. It makes no sense whatsoever. All right. So what's going to happen is I'll have some of these segments, right, getting posted. I'll decide tomorrow whether or not we're going to go live. I guess it just depends on what happens with... Well, actually, you know what? We could go live not tomorrow on Wednesday, but we can go live on Thursday, because then we'll have a good vibe. We can kind of talk about what happened, whether or not the Atlanta Hawks were going to play, or whether or not the Atlanta Hawks won, because they'll play on Thursday, right? Wait, no, they might not have them play on Thursday. Oh, it'd be Friday. Okay. Friday? Okay, yeah. Oh, well, guys, I don't know if I can't go live Friday. Yeah, we'll probably just go live Thursday. Yeah, because I don't think I can go live Friday. So, sorry. Yeah, we'll probably go live Thursday. Yeah, Friday I'll be on the road. I won't be here. It's okay though. Anyways, I'm gonna hop off. I will get with you guys later. Thank you for coming through. Deuces. And I hope you guys have a good rest of your night, okay?